I simply just pulled her to the side and said, "Go ahead and let my dick breathe." And she went ahead and figured it out.
Started recording now, so the shit's official, like a referee's whistle.
What up?
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
LMDB podcast episode 6. Six.
Yeah, it's gotta be 6.
Because we only did one last week, right? Yeah, so it is 6. 2 guests this time. Josh Martin, I guess, from JDM Legends.
Hello.
And I'm Dillon Hansen, who I think works at Simple.
I do.
Yeah, Simple
What's up?
Performance.
You do the blabberoo.
And then I invited Sten to come back for some reason.
I don't think anyone's ever mad if Sten's around.
I think Sten should just always be
There's
here.
people that are mad if Sten's around.
It's true.
Not as many as like me,
Well,
but like,
they're wrong.
well, yeah,
Incorrect.
that's obvious.
People that don't like attempt was made. Savage.
Participation.
Dude, I fucking died.
I still get blamed for that trophy.
I know.
I get blamed for that trophy every time that I assume that every time Jeff has been drinking, he contacts me. And he does it to other people too, so it's not just me.
It's there.
But he keeps it at the shop and he blames me for that trophy every time. And I'm like, bro, I wasn't there. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't even go to ISS.
And then you dropped the "Let My Dick Breathe" intro.
He literally tells me all the time, he's like, yeah, you left this in my booth. I'm like, bro, I literally didn't even go to the show. Nor did I go to your booth to collect your free drinks that you were suckering everybody
I wasn't
in
even
with.
there
Fake
either.
news.
Yeah, the whole thing was just fucking weird to me, dude. I mean, whatever.
He stared
That's
at
all
the
fake
clips.
news.
So this episode, like, normally Sten and I pretend that we know what we're doing and we have like a structure, and minus the first show, which we didn't have one at all.
True freestyle.
And Bentley, how do you find a squeaky toy even when I get rid of them? He's like, it's this one though. So we're just gonna raw dog it like the first episode, and we're gonna take that squeaky toy away from Bentley. Holy
Alright.
God, that's so loud, Bentley.
Drop it. Drop it.
Bentley, no.
Drop it. Come on, buddy.
Let's not chill.
Got
He's
it.
like, I want to be on this
you go.
microphone.
He's like-
Gangbang.
He's like, let me in on this action,
Share the mic
guys.
with me too.
Bentley, you can't, buddy. I'm sorry. Next time.
Aw.
He looks so sad too when you do that to him.
I'll give you pets.
He's like, you're making a stack of toys. Nice.
The only thing that we do consistently, I guess, is the Sarah Ha thing. Except the questions. Well, there's actually a couple okay questions.
The quality has gone up and the quantity has gone down.
Yeah, which is good because having to delete numerous stupid questions from.
My buddy
I'm gonna
Justin
have to
put one
assume-
and he said it was funny. And my girlfriend saw it and thought it was funny, but they didn't show me. I don't know if that's still there, but
Yeah, he told
not that
me
you would know
about
who
that.
it was from.
Justin who?
Graver.
Justin Johnson.
Oh, Johnson, but he goes by Graver on Facebook.
That's creepy. Why?
Yeah, it was about. Oh, he said
'Cause he's funny
that we
like
should
that.
we should talk about your furry lifestyle.
Oh
and your
yeah.
Furry fetish.
Whoa,
Wait, do you have a furry
I
fetish?
really don't have a furry fetish.
You
Oh.
can tell us, dude.
I know somebody who does. I think you know somebody who does.
I do.
His name starts with a D.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
You
This-
know who I'm talking about.
This guy has a Z, and he has like a Z31.
No, this guy was into Evos, and now I think he just drives a truck.
Okay, yeah, I don't know who that
Do you
is.
know who I'm talking about?
Maybe.
He drives, or he wears like a wolf, like a gray and white wolf suit. I don't want to say his name because it's like he posted on Facebook, so I mean it's not like he hides it.
Oh, that's cool.
But like he
I don't
goes to like the
understand it.
conventions and
Yeah.
shit, and they like I know because I asked
I
him.
don't judge it at all. I think it's kind of interesting, but like I don't.
I don't find
is
it
what
interesting
is.
at all,
It's
but I
just
don't
weird.
judge it either.
Like I'm not
it's
like
just
into
whatever.
it interesting, but it's just like okay, like there's that, like that
I-
exists.
I asked him what goes on because in my head it's just about fucking.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna do drugs and fucking
That's what
animal
they do.
costumes.
They do drugs and fuck.
Okay.
I'd
Like that's what he
imagine
said. He's like,
There's a lot of Molly involved.
Oh, I would. I
He
mean,
goes-
you're wearing a fursuit. That sounds
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't.
Furry wolf.
That's what you want to do in your own
I
life.
can't even imagine. I don't know, like whatever. It's so weird for me because I feel like I judge people sometimes for shit, but it's like I'm not judging them. It's just like that's so weird.
I just want to know
Trying to understand.
what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, because like dude pretends to be a fox and like bangs out other people.
Like you don't know who
As
they
a
are.
fox.
They're just
Doesn't
it's
matter,
whatever
still
their
had sex.
animal persona.
Oh my god.
Doesn't matter had sex.
No, but I'm saying like,
Put a
does
bag
that mean
on
he's
my-
in? Does that mean he's like into fox sex? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it
bestiality or is it not?
So you're saying like he watches
I don't think it's bestiality because it's just a person in a
National Geographic
costume.
or what?
It'd be no different than like a role play scenario where there's like a cop and a whatever.
That's like the idea of it. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you right now, the biggest issue would be the stains
Yeah.
and how fucking hot it
Those
gets.
suits aren't fucking cheap, and you're sweating your
No.
ass off in there, especially if you're on drugs.
No, and I'm saying when I say the stains, I mean like if you blow a load over some girl's furry suit, like what the fuck is that? You know what I'm
You
saying?
can't
Like,
wash it in
And you know they're not drinking any water.
yeah.
There's like a crispy rabbit ear at the end of the night.
They may have a camel pack in
excessive
there.
insulation.
I
She
don't
sits
know.
down and it's all scratchy. Okay, I don't want to talk about furry cum stains anymore.
When you pee on the toilet,
Your
right?
furry suit has dandruff.
Oh,
It's so awkward. I want to run through a couple of these questions just to get them out
For sure.
of the way. The one that came in, this looks like it was actually posted right when. Yeah, it was right when the YouTube video went up, and it said "Have more sexy ladies on the show," which we've just disappointed the
I'm
fuck out of
so
you guys
sorry.
with.
I am not a
With
sexy
these two?
lady. I
You
wish
were
So-
wrong
Yes.
twice.
I wish
Yeah.
I was. I'm
we
not.
we
I'm
ruined
sorry.
you. We ruined your goals 2 times.
From the bottom of my
They're
heart.
not
I apologize.
that terrible looking. I don't know.
Well, they're definitely not sexy ladies, regardless of
Yeah.
what they look like
Yeah.
currently.
Bearded ladies.
Yeah.
I mean, just like that kid's dad definitely isn't dead.
He's compost, though.
He probably, to be fair, that kid probably has no idea. He's never met
So
his dad.
garbage.
He has
Oh,
no
his dad
idea.
just like went to the 7-Eleven.
There
one
was a
day
blue light
and just, like,
special, and he
didn't
just
come back.
never came home.
Nobody. The funny part is you guys all understand that joke, and everybody
No one
listening
else.
is like, "What?"
What the
I
fuck?
right before this went on, I was talking shit to people on Xbox.
It was
And
funny.
The guy tried to say, like, I made some comment about, I think, gangbanging his dad or something, and he instantly said that his dad was dead. Which I don't know if any of you play Xbox, but everybody's family members are all dead.
If you bring up anyone shit, they're
Yeah,
dead. Every time.
there's no living
just
family
the
members,
default.
which is hilarious because sometimes they'll actually come in and yell at the people. So those people are still
Turn
alive.
that shit down.
Stop swearing on the internet.
I'm alive.
It's bedtime.
No, I'm saying like that.
Clean your goddamn room.
I've definitely had people come in and be like, "Your chores aren't done." Like a mom
Put away the
scream at her
meat.
child.
That takes me back to Halo, man.
It's like holy shit.
Those were the days.
So moving on from have more sexy ladies. Sorry, this one says talk about. It says talk about anal, talk about squirting, but you don't talk about anal squirting, which I don't know if that's. I don't know if the question is a real. Okay, look, there's been girls that I've been with who you could get into ass play with them and it would make them squirt.
Yeah.
But is this talking about squirting out of your ass, which then makes this
It's
stupid?
not. It's
I
not tub
think
girl,
that's
dude.
chocolate ice
Like tub
cream
girl.
emoji.
No.
It's not ice cream emoji.
Originally
It's not like some
was.
2 girls, 1 cup scenario.
Yeah, it's not soft serve Rocky Road. Just no.
Look it up. It
Mudslide.
originally was.
Urban Dictionary.
This is gross already.
Yeah,
I'm so
see, it's-
disappointed.
This is why there's no ladies on here.
we're 8 minutes into this show and it's already disgusting.
Is that a new record?
I don't know. No, I think it kicked off pretty great. Even like with Nakomi here, because she was just like down for whatever. Like I think
That
it
was the theme of that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, you work at a sex store, porn store. You can't buy sex there.
That was good. We need to have her on again.
She asked when she could be on again.
Yeah.
So I guess that'll be a thing. No offense, guys.
No, that's fine.
None taken.
Try to compete with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's too cute. It's annoying. There's some car questions though, and that's actually like what I want. Or there's one car question kind of too that I thought were okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know who asked this question, obviously, because this is anonymous and you guys are all pussies and won't say who it is. But it says, what do you think about the females in the car scene, more specifically the ones who basically get tons of recognition for shit cars because they own a vagina? First of all, you don't own a vagina, you just have it. Like, it's just there.
I think it owns you.
Not if you're a girl. I think you can own other people with it.
I don't know. It, like,
Once a month, it
Yeah,
owns
It's
you.
a device.
you.
It's a device of possession at some point.
That's true.
But I mean, ultimately,
People
yeah.
do
I mean, I know what the question
vagina
is. Like, I
magic.
get it. There's a girl that builds a whatever car, and it has like okay replica wheels.
This is a
and-
green car.
Yeah, it's like it's got a splitter and a diffuser or something on it, and it's like some random Subaru, and she's moderately attractive, so the car is awesome.
Yeah, so it's like.
But if it was a dude that had it,
But if it was a
would
dude,
be like,
everybody would be like, no, "Why are you
should go
posting pictures of
fucking
your
kill
car?"
yourself.
Yeah, like
and
this
it,
is
and
shit.
it definitely has some like STRs on it with some like 245 Chinese
yeah,
tires.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's awful.
And if that was on any dude's car, they'd be like, "Oh, you're fucking fag."
Optimos.
Yeah,
And
I think so.
I think the mistake here is that the people are the person who wrote this question is making the assumption that in the car scene that's different than in real life, and it's not.
There's no difference.
Yeah,
at
that
all.
happens in real life whether that person owns a car or not. It's because she's a moderately attractive girl.
9 to 10 times that person's just trying to get laid, guaranteed.
Wait, the girl or the guy?
The guy that's complimenting, or both.
Oh, that's complimenting.
Or
I
both.
thought the guy
Yeah,
throwing
it's-
shade
it's
is
late
the.
like-
numbers.
I was like, no, the guy throwing shade is the guy who got turned down.
Yeah,
No, but
He
like,
was
for
trying to
real,
get laid.
he was trying too hard.
That's a rat race.
But that is a real thing. I mean, I see it. I've seen tons of girls' cars that are whatever, and they get a ton of notoriety. And then,
I'm pretty well out of that
Everyone's seen
kind of scene now, but like I still see it all the time. You just have to log in any social media platform,
Yeah.
and it's right there in
well,
your face.
what's funny is the one I just saw some like 3 or 4 people posted the same video of, I think, a Cobalt that's apparently going to SEMA. Which, first of all, the big
Was
thing about
this like
SEMA
10
cars.
years ago?
No, this is now.
Whoa.
And the weird part for me is that people make a big deal about SEMA builds.
They're horrible.
Well, no, the thing about SEMA builds is most of them, like SEMA is not asking you to bring your car because it's amazing. It's a company who is paid to like $5,000 to have
Pretty
a spot,
much. Yeah.
and they invited you, or you talked them into letting you go, or whatever the case might be.
That's the flaunt
People-
your product.
They had no one else.
Yeah, like,
product placement, like
and
a
it's not,
commercial.
and it's not to say that all the cars at SEMA are shit, because they're not. There's amazing cars at SEMA. But if you've ever been there during roll in or roll out,
Most of the
you'd
shit
be
doesn't run.
shocked at how many of the
Yeah,
cars
They
can't
just
even
push
start.
that shit in.
Literally
Yeah.
roll in, roll out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And-
I won't bring a car to SEMA that doesn't run.
And this girl has, she has a Cobalt with, I don't remember what wheels, but they were nothing special. Like, there's nothing really crazy about this car.
It's like something
got,
you
like,
put
ugly powder coat,
outside,
ugly
kind of
wrap.
at the end, like by all the trucks.
Yeah.
And shit. Yeah.
It's the one that, like, can still get shit on by birds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
like
the cars
shop-
that are outside.
In
Yeah.
a booth for a company that no one cares about.
Right. And I see that going around, and all I can think about every time I see that video is like, if a dude built that car, first of all, he'd be made fun of, not just because it's like got pink and shit on it, but
It's a Cobalt.
well, it's like it's not. In
People
my
think
opinion,
it
it's
just
not
came from
cool either.
Grantsville.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
not. It just doesn't have anything that like stands out. I don't know why. What's a bit? And she has like it's like a whole video. Like somebody made a video of this car because they thought it was amazing, or she paid somebody to make a video of the car, which could.
Or they were trying to get laid.
Someone paid.
Some guy's trying to throw a dick at her. I saw her.
Instagram models.
I
dude.
can't imagine that that's likely in that scenario.
Fucking internet, dude.
But yeah, I don't. That's really the best answer I can give. Is like that happens outside of the car scene too. That's not. It's not car specific at all. A girl's moderately good at anything, and she'll get way more attention than a guy who's stellar at it every time.
And it's funny because if we dial the clocks back, that's probably the same girl that had like a Focus or no car in high school and wore a Cummins hoodie. It was just all on the truck day.
Why are you talking right now like that's about somebody? Like you just described somebody that you went to school with.
Yeah, that
I think we
described
all
like the
did.
4 people I went to school with. What the fuck? That's terrifying. That's
Now it's
accurate.
like, all right, I figured out a way. I have a good credit score. Let's make this happen. Let's get that D.
Do you need a good credit score to get a co? I
I don't know.
I
I mean,
can't-
it's probably a free car at this point. I have no idea.
Yeah.
The
that's
only-
my guess is that they're free, so that's the reason they begin with that.
And the tax season
Chevy
comes
put them in
around.
the booth. They're like, oh wait a minute.
It's like, well, I don't have any kids yet, so let's
Yeah.
fucking throw some money on this bitch.
And this is P.S. I'm not hating on Cobalts. This just happened to be a Cobalt. I mean, Cobalts suck.
They're fast shit boxes. They're still shit boxes.
Though
Never fast.
there's people that spend a lot of money to build them, and they kind of compete.
The one
with
that's
stock
always at
bottom and
Autocross
SRT4s.
is the only one I like.
Autocross.
The
Why
one
do you
that-
go to Autocross?
Oh, the
The silver
white-
one, the 4-door or white or whatever.
It's- yeah, it's
that's
white.
always like he's like a really good driver. That's
Yeah,
the
that
only
thing
one I
hauls
like
ass.
because he drives it well.
Yeah.
Super
Autocross?
good driving.
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah, the car tears it up.
Sorry, I can't get into Autocross. Like
I mean, I wish I could afford like road course racing more, but
I did it a long
Imagine
time
that
ago
guy in
in my
something
Type
better,
R
though.
because we didn't have an option in Oregon, and it was on like a big go kart track, like a really big go kart track in Southern Oregon.
That sounds awesome.
And it was kind of cool, but like when I see it in a parking lot, it's just hard to take seriously.
And
And I'm not saying that people shouldn't do it. I'm not even making fun of those people. Like I'm just not.
The
gonna
thing
do
that
it.
I hate is like you have to pay money to do this, and then you also have to work the thing. So like if it's the middle of the summer, you're out in the fucking parking lot with cones. It's like why can't I just sit with my car and like drink water? Why do I have to pay to
That
stand
sounds
and
like,
work
sounds
in
like me at a
parking lot?
booth at a
Focus
car
on
show
not
booth.
dying.
I mean, like I'd rather pay double so I don't have to do that.
Shawn, you go to Autocross?
What?
Or you go to Autocross?
What?
Autocross.
Wait, you have to work the event if you're in it?
Yeah. It's terrible.
I guess there's no, like, because nobody else would do it, right? Because I guess it would be
They have to
like,
pay people to do it, but I would pay double just so I don't have to do it.
maybe you can do that.
I don't know. They didn't let me do it last time.
Did you
I
ask?
asked.
Can I pay twice as
It
much?
was like
to do
$50. I was like,
nothing?
I'll give you $100 right now if I don't have to work the course.
What happens when you work the course? What is that? What are you doing?
You're watching, make sure cones don't get knocked over, or you move stuff out of the way.
Yeah, so, like, if
that's
someone-
really all you do.
If someone hits a cone and it like knocks
It's like
over,
when you're bowling
Yeah.
and you have the pin setter, like that's what you're doing.
It's like a sporting.
You're-
yeah,
pin
but you
setter.
also like call it back too
Yeah.
because they have like
Little walkies and
so you'll call it back. You'll like card 23 hit.
I can see it in your face that you're just like, this is fucking awful.
No. I just like, for me, it's just weird. I can't get into autocross.
That's
I
like
just-
real.
not parking lot autocross. It just reminds me. I always made the joke like if I wanted to drive erratically in a parking lot, I'd just go during like Black Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's
it's
packed.
well, no, but I'm saying like it's everybody's driving around like idiots, kind of going fast through parking lots, but not fast enough to be like relevant. You know what I mean? Like how fast do they go in autocross? Like 40 miles an hour?
If you like, there's some courses you can get out of second.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you're pretty much
That's what
in
I'm saying.
the
Like-
low gears the whole time.
You're not going fast enough for it to be entertaining to me.
You shift once.
Like you're about like when Suge Knight went back to jail and rammed that guy with his Raptor. That's about how fast you're going
That's pretty fucking fast.
What? That's the weirdest reference ever. But
before
alright,
you back
fair
up.
enough. The only other car question on here said, I know you don't like replica wheels,
No, I don't.
God, replica wheels.
but what about Cosmos wheels? And can you explain why you don't like replica wheels or why they are inferior? And Cosmos wheels
Do we
are.
really have to explain why we don't like replica wheels?
I mean,
They're good for
no,
like
because
smashing
if
into
somebody's
curves and
asking
shit
that-
and replacing for
They're not good for that.
$150.
if somebody's asking, they're asking, I would assume for a reason. I mean, like it's a fairly well written question, right? They
That's
weren't
true.
just
As
like
far as
hating
our
on.
questions go, yeah.
So they're inferior usually because they're made with a shittier quality metal in a shittier process. And I'm not even just saying because they're cast wheels. Their casting process is shitty. Like a gravity cast is about the worst that you're gonna get as far as like wheels go.
It's like what a little dinosaur toy is made.
It's like a Harbor Freight, like anything that snaps in half
Yeah,
versus
yeah, it's
anything
like-
that just bends.
If you can break it in half and it looks kind of like concrete, it's a problem. And that's shitty cast parts.
That's horrible.
As far as Cosmos wheels, a couple of their wheel designs look like other wheels. I can't sit here and tell you that they're replicas because I don't think that they are like directly copied.
Oh, they have one that looks just like an RPF one, but like the spokes are a little bit more curved. I don't know.
They have ones that are definitely like based off another wheel, like for sure. But at the same time, like how many wheel designs can there really be at this point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't sit here and be like, oh, well, that wheel looks like that wheel. You know, like because you could do that with any wheel on the market.
Pretty much.
I mean,
it's
with a few exceptions.
it's a
At this
tribute.
point, if you're original, it's like, oh, that's over the top.
Yeah. So
And if you're doing another,
yeah, if it's
if you're
original,
doing
it's
something
on a
that's
fucking
traditional-
dongle
What's that
and they're
company? Is it
32.
F1?
oh, that's a
R?
copy.
Oh. So like at their booth at SEMA, they had an R34 in their F1R booth with like those shitty wheels on it, and I wanted to throw up.
Yeah.
That's
So
gross.
And to another point to it, like as far as like having cheap shitty cast wheels, I'd almost rather have those than some of the god awful like 3-piece wheels that I've seen. Like that's a new style, but like it just looks like shit.
There's these all like fly by night 3-piece wheel companies that are putting out. I mean, the lips and barrels and shit are all from the same place. The hardware is usually all from the same place,
Yeah.
but the faces are all just like some guy had access to a mill.
And they're usually
And
like
a lot of
ridiculously
time.
expensive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any that are like crazy over the top, like for the amount of work involved. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you could go in, like if you had the skills, you could go make them for way cheaper. Sure.
Or it's like
Obviously.
a vintage wheel. You just buy it and send it to Pine, and they do everything for you, and you're good.
But again, having
There's-
the equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, it's like that with everything in the car world. Though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not
like
making
you can,
yourself shut
everything.
the fuck up.
yeah, like Kenny did most of the shit himself,
True.
and then like wanted his wheels blue, so he had to bring them to me because he doesn't know how to do that. You know, so it's like everybody has the opportunity, I guess, if you have the skill set and the equipment to do whatever. You
Yeah.
theoretically could make shit cheaper
And friends.
and friends,
That too.
moderately. But yeah, Cosmos wheels are still like Chinese cast shitty wheels. Like they're still made poorly. I've gotten brand new Cosmos wheels out of a box, stripped them, and found Bondo on the back of the spokes.
Sick.
Like actual Bondo, not like I mean, body filler. I don't know if it's Bondo brand, wherever they use in China. But it's, which is not, I mean, when I throw that body filler thing around a lot, like, that happens way more than most people would ever have any idea of, because
That happens even on like trailers. Like you buy like an enclosed trailer and you strip it down, they're gonna find filler on it, even from like the dealer.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
It's weird.
These guys just use it for like casting imperfections. I mean, the worst I've ever seen are like XXRs and drags and Sport Max, which I think is actually XXR now or drag now, one of the two. I've had those where if you sandblasted away or chemically stripped away the body filler, there was actual like holes through the wheel that would leak air.
Oh my god.
And I'm just like, when you see shit like that, it's like, I can't like that wheel. I don't have the ability to think this is an
Can't
okay.
stand behind that
Yeah,
wheel
like
at
it's
all.
just.
How
And
how
I've
would
shown
anybody
people.
approve that?
I don't. Well,
Oh my god.
when the guy gets the wheel brand new out of the box, it looks fine. Because it's got body filler on
I
it.
just mean
Somebody
like
sanded it down and
QC,
painted.
like for the company. Like,
I
like, oh,
would
this is
imagine
okay.
that QC is not a thing
Yeah, they're just like
at
oh,
most
it's
Chinese
good.
companies.
That's good.
QC is the department that puts the QC sticker on.
Yeah, the quality control is the little kid who only gets 14 cents a day and a rice bowl, and he's just the guy who puts a sticker on that says.
He gets an extra ramen packet with his rice bowl.
Yeah, like it's just there is no quality
Flavor.
control. I
Bless
mean,
his heart.
I would say on some stuff. I mean, like I think, like 3SDM has all their wheels made in like Taiwan or China or something. I'm sure in one of the same factories that all these other shit wheels come out of, but they're slightly higher quality. And, like I've never seen Bondo on the back of one, like body filler, but it's still just like not a great quality wheel. And don't get me wrong, there's high end wheel companies that make cast wheels too, but the casting process is better and they use better materials to make them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
They don't
So
look
it's
like
like-
concrete
Yeah.
with
And
Bondo,
I mean, and they're cheap. I mean, for real wheels.
and they don't
cast
explode
wheels
when you
can
hit a
be
pothole.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, if your wheel disintegrates, like, if you can pick up pieces of it,
Shatters.
it's a shitty wheel. Like, high-end wheels, everybody's like, oh, well, I see high-end wheels bend all the time. Like, who cares?
But you
Like,
just see it explode. Though.
yeah. It's like, yeah, it bent all the time, and that tire held air, and that person drove it into a parking lot where they got their car towed or whatever.
Drive on 215, hit a hole, and your shit just blows up. That'd be cool.
You were able to safely come to a stop.
Yeah. I just had somebody that sent me a message and said they didn't get their questions into the podcast. We recording now.
I don't
Spill
know.
it.
I'd almost prefer the barrel of the wheel just separates from the spokes and just flies past you on the freeway and you're just questioning your life.
I don't.
Is that
When
my
your
wheel?
car is just scraping.
Oh, fuck.
It'll look like that video of that tow
There
truck
goes my
dragging
wheel.
that car.
Holy fuck.
Oh, that video. You guys should find that video online. It's apparently it was a guy pretending to be a repo driver,
Oh, shit.
and
just jacking.
he like takes somebody's car that they said the car is paid for, like in full. They own the car, and this dude's like dragging it, and there's no front wheels on it for some reason. I don't know what the reason is, but it's picked up by the back, and there's no front wheels on the car, and they're dragging it like on the frame and rotors and shit of the car,
Oh my
and
God.
like full on drifts around corners and
The
shit.
bumper's
Like,
toast.
yeah, like the bumper's melted because it's been dragging.
It's like when
down.
you see the R35 on a two-wheel car dolly. Who needs to wake up right now?
What the fuck? I have no alarm set.
That wasn't mine.
Was that?
That's the problem with wearing a
I was
headset.
falling asleep earlier.
That's the problem with wearing a headset right
It's coming
there.
from everywhere.
Tarnation.
I was like prehistoric SpongeBob with the phone alarm. Just like,
Whoa.
Then the only other Sarah question is not a car-related question, and it's gonna be one that if I get into, I'll spend time on it. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Oh.
College one.
What is it? Is it inappropriate?
No, it's not inappropriate at all. It's actually might be the most intellectual question we've
is,
ever
yeah,
gotten
I
on
feel
here.
Oh wow.
I fuck with it. Let's do
Which
this.
is weird. Okay, it says, I saw a post when I first became your friend, which I'm going to assume that this is with me. And you said that college is a waste and most of general schooling is a waste too. As a school teacher, I, of course, got a bit offended. Can you explain your reasoning? And it says be nice, and I don't know why they thought I wasn't going to be nice answering this question. But, like, the short version for me is that, like, general schooling, like all the bullshit that we have learned, elementary school, junior high, high school, is all worthless.
It really is.
We spent years, literally years, learning to memorize things that most of which are wrong. Like we found out,
Yeah.
like all the shit about Columbus was all wrong.
Yeah, most
a
of all
bunch
that.
of shit about like the pyramids is all wrong. Like
That's fantastic.
tons of stuff that we learn that is just like full on not correct.
And memorization isn't a high level of intellect either.
Right, and
It's
the thing is,
repetitive.
Yeah.
they're having us memorize things, and the thing that sucks is I'm saying us. Like, I'm 36 years old. You know, like I was class of '99 in high school, and they're still teaching kids shit that's wrong. First of all, but they're
Yeah.
also teaching them things that same kid, while sitting in that class listening to the bullshit, can get on their phone, look up that information, all of it,
You can fact check everything
and
now,
they can actually
easily.
be like, no, this is wrong.
Incorrect. Yeah.
So it's like
And then you get written up for like
insubordination,
yeah, pretty
like
much.
being a shitty kid.
Yeah.
Even though
Call your parents, your son's a
Why are you
fucking
such a
idiot.
rebel?
I remember, this is so random. I remember my I had this teacher, Mr. Shoemaker, and I hated him. Like, really hated this teacher in like 8th grade, I think. And I was the kid that, like, if I questioned something that you were teaching me, I was going to call you out on it. And maybe that I was wrong too. Like, I don't know.
Same.
But it's like, I was like,
Exactly
are you
the same.
sure? Like, like, because I was taught this like 4 years ago. Are you sure that this is real? And this teacher got super mad, I remember, and he called my mom at work during class on speakerphone.
Oh damn.
And
Wow.
my mom, like my mom and dad obviously want me to do well in school or whatever, because I was in a generation where like your whole life was based on what college you were going to go to, because that mattered. They thought, like we all thought at the time that mattered. And this dude, he calls my mom and he's like, he said something about me. I don't remember exactly what he said, but that I was being a shit apple or whatever. And my mom's like, wait, are you at school? And he's like, yeah, we're in class right now. And she's like, cool, that's a school problem. Deal with it at school. And it was like, that was like the coolest thing that my mom has ever done.
Insert
It
the
sounds
Thug Life
so,
glasses
yeah,
and the
like
joint.
it just sounds so stupid to say that now, because like my mom has done lots of amazing things, but like that's the thing that stuck out in my head so hard, because I was like, dude, mom, you're awesome for that.
Yes.
And then I still got yelled at, like when I got home or whatever, like I still
Yeah.
got yelled at about it, but it was like, I agreed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all right. Yeah, it's a fucking problem. Deal with it there at school. Don't call my mom. Like my mom's not gonna do anything about it. My mom's not gonna go and back you on your bullshit information that you're feeding me as an 8th grader.
And like teacher tactic wise, like why stop the whole class?
I think he thought it was gonna embarrass me. And then my mom like verbally bodied him in
Yeah.
front of everybody, so it got super awkward.
Try to use that teacher power and flex on some fucking 14-year-olds.
Yeah, and he was like one of those kids. Like he was one of those teachers that I could see a student just beating up, because he was a dick, and he wasn't like, he would try to be aggressive, but he was like aggressive in the way that you just wanted to punch him in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't like, you're not threatening to me. I'll punch you. Like I don't care at all. I never punched him.
like his boogers at you.
It'd be really hard
No,
to be a
not that.
teacher, I think, because it's kind of like
sure.
like cops, you know what I mean? Like you have good cops, but they deal with shitty people most of the time,
Yeah.
and then over time it just drags your ass down.
Yeah.
And then you have your set curriculum that you're supposed to teach.
Yeah.
Even if you know it's bullshit, like you could be fired for not teaching that, and then it's like really depressing.
Yeah, I think the problem. I don't have a problem. I mean, like teachers to
Oh,
me
yeah,
should
no.
get paid way more money.
They don't make anything,
Wait.
dude.
And
Fuck no.
on top of that, like,
You can get on Utah's Right and see what any teacher makes or any government employee. They don't make shit.
one the thing that I guess sucks is like they're forced to teach something that I would guess a majority of them don't believe in, and no, doesn't really work. But they don't have a choice. It's not like they can
Yeah, it's like you
completely
either-
skip away from the curriculum.
It's like you
and
work
do
here
whatever
and
they
you
want.
teach what we tell you, or you don't.
Yeah, like Stan, your mom's a teacher. She's an art teacher, though. I mean, I guess it's a little more like free, like she doesn't have to make up
Very
history
free,
and like give
yeah.
bullshit history lessons that she knows are wrong. So I guess that's not like a
No,
good
it's
way
all
to
like
apply
history
that.
of the great artists, and that's all.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
fine.
nobody has an agenda with that.
Nope.
Nobody has to
But like back to
bullshit
the
any of
question
that.
though, like I think if you're going to pursue a field that requires that kind of education, then you should definitely go to school. But it doesn't really make or break you in life. It's just how you apply
Yeah,
yourself.
I would
it's
say-
always in how you apply yourself.
Absolutely.
If I ever said college is a waste, I was probably talking about a very specific situation. If you need college to do that job, like the job requires a degree or
Yeah.
requires some sort of further education, then yeah, totally you should do it.
The
Like
problem
you're not
I
going to go
have-
in and be a doctor based on your experience from your 3 years
Yeah.
of tattooing in your basement or whatever.
Oh wow.
The problem I have with college, with most people, same with like technical schools, and I deal with this shit all the time. But it's like people that spend their whole adolescence and like in their early 20s doing nothing. They don't give a fuck, and they're just moseying on, and then they're like, oh, I don't have shit going on, I'm just gonna go to college, and that's gonna be like my saving grace epiphany, and then I'm just gonna know everything in life that I need to do because of this college experience, which is false.
Yeah, because they're just teaching you a lot.
You're in a shit ton of debt,
and you're paying more for
you
them to
still
learn.
Yeah, it's more
you still have
expensive
no
bullshit.
idea what the fuck you're gonna do, and there you are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
It's
to me,
sad.
it's like a continuation of school. Like you're just like, oh, I haven't made any decisions about what I'm going to do.
It's like if
So
you buy
I'll just go
someone
to
else
4
a
years,
house
4 years
and you
of
spend
school.
your time dealing with it, and you're still paying for it, but you're not seeing anything, and
Yeah.
you're fucked.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't tell people not to go to school. I told Stan not to go to school, actually.
I think the best thing that I got out of like school and specifically college was like software. Like I learned Photoshop. I
Well, yeah,
learned
and
Excel.
the thing that-
Excel, and it's like had I not gone there, I wouldn't know it, and it's a really good skill.
But the thing
and
is-
I use it daily.
But you could totally learn that on the internet.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like you wouldn't have had to pay to learn it. And I'm not saying that it would even be the same quality. I'm saying that you could have easily gotten by with tutorials on YouTube.
I think
and
you
learn the
pay
same
for
thing.
like the efficiency of learning, but
Yeah.
in paying, you're overpaying because you
Yeah.
don't- yeah.
Which is hilarious because the teachers still aren't getting paid enough.
I got a scholarship to
yeah, for sure.
to Miller campus for like their technical program, and by the time I already left high school, I'd already pretty much done all my ASCs, and I was working on my L1. And they were just teaching you like very basic skills, and it was like, why am I here? So I went for a couple weeks and I was done.
Now that's an example that I think is pretty much a gigantic waste. It's
Like,
like
people-
people going to school to be like an automotive.
It's like you're
technician, but
25
just-
and you're going to UTI now. You're going to drop 30 G's. You're not going to have a real degree, no guaranteed job placement.
30 G's is like pretty
You,
understated.
yeah,
too,
but I mean,
honestly.
like, you may get hired or you may manage an
I-
O'Reilly, which
I
is
s-
more than likely.
Yeah, you might work at Jiffy Lube or some shit.
Yeah, like
I
the-
see people all the time posting like, "Oh, I went to UTI. Like, I'm trying to find a job." It's like, well, you should stop.
I would
telling people
never
that you went
hire
to UTI,
anybody
first
that
of all.
chose UTI.
Yeah, or
I
Wyotech was the same way.
Yeah, it's the same shit.
Like it's
Their diesel program is cool, and like you have to do that to get like jobs with like Freightliner and stuff. And
Yeah.
you make real money there, but
Yeah.
like just for general auto shit, like that's a waste.
yeah. I would say if you want a job in the automotive industry, go find some shop that will let you work there for free. Probably like
Yep.
you're not going to be able to make money.
The only way you
especially-
learn is in the field.
And yeah, like
Pretty
go out there
much.
and
You
fucking
learn
start
so
doing
much
shit.
more doing it.
Yeah,
You can
like-
read about how a system works, but that doesn't help you diag anything, and then you lose money if you're
Yeah.
flat rate, which you won't make a damn dime.
Yeah,
on
like
that shit.
I've been hired over people that went to college for a specific thing. Like for the specific thing that we were all applying for a job for, and I got hired over them with no college. I have no education in that, but I've fucking done it for 8 years or whatever at the time, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, like if you're at a busy shop though, and you should be making more than 15 an hour if you're a flat rate technician. If you're
Yeah.
not, you need to quit. And if you don't at least
Shots
double your hourly clock time with flat rate time per day, like you're not doing a good job. If you
Yeah.
have the workflow, if it's like Christmas and you're not doing shit, cool. But like if you don't make at least like 12, 13, 15 hours a day,
yeah.
why are you even there?
But you have to
Go
have to
find
make
a different
decent money.
job.
Like that would be the thing that bummed me out if I was like flat rate and then not making enough money.
Dude, it's shitty. And like
That's
some
fucking
places
horrible.
give you a guarantee, and that's like during like the winter time,
Yeah.
but it's only like 30 hours. Which
Yeah.
I mean, how are you gonna,
How you gonna pay for your shit?
You're there for 50 and you're guaranteed 30, and you've
Still
only
not quite
flagged
enough.
28,
Right.
which is awful.
Yep.
And nobody pays for shit in the wintertime. They just want tires, or they hit a curb because they can't drive and they forget it snows every year, and do an alignment which pays 0.8. Like, wow.
That's
maybe,
why.
maybe a lower control arm if you're lucky.
I can maybe get my cat a treat for 0.8.
Yeah.
Probably
maybe.
a nice, decent treat though.
Be alright. Should like it.
But yeah, I mean, in closing, I guess yeah, like go to college if you need it. But if you don't, if you're using college as like a way to like pass time for 4 years,
Yeah, if it's just like,
that's
oh,
a really expensive way of
sucks.
passing
Yeah.
time, and you're gonna be in debt. And
Or you
like,
just-
little pro tip, but you
Yeah.
actually can't get rid of student loans.
Yeah, no, even if you go bankrupt,
Yeah,
like,
you can file
it's still
bankruptcy.
there.
Everything.
it's
It
just,
doesn't matter.
It's just the interest is not, I think, while you're in school, and then when you're out, it's immediate
yeah,
interest.
it's a like within a year of graduating, you have
Yeah.
to start paying it back or something like that, which is cool because it's gonna take you at least that long to find a decent job.
Yep.
And then when you start, it's like, oh wow, like I'm at like everybody else has a degree, so it's like I'm at the very bottom and I'm
Yeah.
not making shit like everybody said I would, and I still have all this debt to pay and to live.
And it seems like most of my friends who have done, gone to school and then like went and got a job in the field, no matter how long it took, they're not happy. None of them are like stoked about their job. They're like, oh well, this is the next step because I got to pay back these $46,000 in loans.
I got $1 raise, like wow.
Yeah. and
I
they had to ask for it.
I blew my boss like 10 times. I only got $1 raise.
Is that what you do?
No,
Must have been a shitty blowjob.
You have a boss.
not really. I mean, he owns the shop, but like we're
Same.
homies.
Yeah,
so
true.
it's-
Yeah, you just like, well, yeah, but you probably
Listen.
know what you have to do. You're not like some
No.
shit Apple employee that just got to yell at all the time.
Like technically,
That's
I
when
guess,
people talk about their boss, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Technically, I would be like shop foreman, but it's only me. So like, and he's the other half.
so you don't even have anybody to boss
Over
around.
yourself.
No.
What I know that you're doing like a TV show, or you guys, the shop has a TV show,
Yeah.
of some kind that's being filmed. It's not out though, right? Like it's being
No,
filmed
so
right now.
we're doing the first season right now, and it's for Velocity. So it's the same crew that does Bitchin' Rides, and it's their
That's the Can Dig
the Can,
It
Can
one?
Dig It,
Okay.
yeah. So that's like their #1 show,
Yeah.
but it's like the same kind of platforming at like the A and the B story, and like
Right.
and what they do is like they know how long car builds take, so they take bits and pieces of everything, and then they're going to combine it in episodes, which is cool.
Do they like?
We
You
don't
guys
have
only
to.
have 2 people in the shop though, so like,
Yeah,
you
and they
don't even
have-
have the ability to create drama.
They have 27 employees at Kindig.
Oh,
See,
no.
I can dig it. That would like they could make like drama and like.
But that was part of the
Kick
agreement for
deadline
us, though.
stuff,
Is like
yeah.
we don't want OCC like door slamming and
you don't want the bullshit
No,
that comes
no,
with
no,
a
no.
reality show.
no, we wanted to be
Like
ourselves.
WWE at that point.
It's
Yeah, no
Out of
shit, just
control.
ripping doors off the frame. You're like, yeah, no.
it's not scripted at all. Like they
Stop,
tell us like
stop.
what they'd like us to kind of go over is like a cap point, like just for
Right,
editing's sake.
right.
But like there's not a script or anything.
Yeah.
We just work and they film it.
Yeah, I would assume that most of the like even the big reality shows aren't like scripted in a traditional sense, but I think that they put them in situations.
I guess like
intentionally,
if we
knowing
were
the
doing
result.
like a Discovery show, it would
Yeah.
be really scripted versus like a Velocity show.
I would
know they own Velocity.
yeah, I guess the one that I always think is scripted, and this sounds so stupid thinking about it, is that Deadliest Catch or like Gold Rush.
Oh yeah, I remember
Oh.
Gold Rush or Jungle Gold when Travis was on Jungle.
Gold Rush always
Oh.
just seems
Did
like
you
oh,
watch that?
like,
Jesus Christ, that's funny.
all those ones just seem like they'd be super phony to me.
Yeah, like
and
the
I don't know
gold-
why.
The gold ones don't make any sense because they're like, oh, we didn't make any money, and this cost $1 billion to run this, and then at the end they're like, oh, we made $600,000.
And the
So
time
how do
that
you
we
pay for
interviewed, it
anything?
was like my
Math, though.
first time I've
Yeah.
ever been on camera. And really, from then to now, like I've learned so much about TV and how shit works. Like I had no idea. I just watch it. Like I don't know how it's made, but like now I look at everything differently. It's weird.
You watch TV differently.
I do. I'm like, how did they film this? And
How-
like, you're watching shit happen that's gnarly, and it's like, so how's the rig set up to film this, or is it
How
real?
long did this actually take?
Yeah.
When is it supposed to be like out where people could stare at you all day?
So that's supposed to be, I think, spring next year.
Oh,
And
okay.
we're doing the.
What's it called?
I think it's just going to be called JD and Legends. It's still working title.
So like no creativity in the name at all.
Well, I don't know what
No,
that's who
no,
would call
no
it.
bitch and JDM rides.
Oh, no.
It's perfect. Don't fix
Hell
it.
no.
And what's
No,
funny,
it's a cool name on its own for sure. Like bitch, when you said bitch and rides, I'm like, wait, what the fuck is that?
no, what's
It's like
funny is that when they have like their little thing where they're like, that's bitchin', but like whenever they say it, they're like, really? But like they edit that out, so like
Yeah.
it just sounds like they're saying it, but they hate it. Like Dave hates saying that.
I would have, yeah, like it's
Over and over and over.
especially if you're like forced to say it. Like if he's a dude who says that's bitchin' or that's gnarly,
You're like that
or
guy.
whatever,
You're that guy
like,
in the
you could be
movie
that
theater. Is
guy.
like, don't say the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Don't say the name of the show.
I just had a question submitted to me via Messenger.
Live?
Yeah, it's
Nice.
like on the spot. God damn it! It says so. I listened to last week's. I assume last week's podcast is what that's supposed to say, and have a hard time believing that you would have stopped talking to me if I'd sent you a vag pic right away. Because I said that last week. I
Yeah.
was like, if your opener to me is a picture of your vagina, I won't have an interest in you. It was about dick pics. We were talking about like
Yeah.
guys sending dick
Yeah.
pics and how that like can't be a fucking winner.
Dick pic opener.
That doesn't really work.
I mean, if you have any sense, that's just like the biggest red flag ever. They like smacked you with the red flag.
And to answer that question, like I would 10 out of 10 stop talking to you if you would have, or not talk to you if you sent me a vag pic as an opener. That wasn't like an idle thing where I want people to compete with it. I'm just saying like I have no interest if a girl sends me a picture.
If they have the
vagina
little piece of
instantly.
paper in it that has like their name and date, so it's actually theirs, not like from Google.
like verified.
You're getting fucked with.
Official.
I just don't.
Documentation.
I'm not
everything.
saying that like I'm always looking for like classy girls, clearly, but but I'm saying like I have limits. I have lines. That,
Have a
like,
little bit of class.
yeah,
Not much.
yeah. You don't have to have a lot. Trust me. Like,
Just
just a smidge.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Just make it not questionable. Probably.
Probably, definitely, maybe.
And then actually, she just followed this up with, "I'm not saying to talk about it, but I've been meaning to say something
Too late.
all day and forgot." So
If you question whether or not there's like a punch card associated with it, you should pass.
Whoa.
I don't know can you do that just looking at a vagina?
Yeah.
You can tell if it needs.
It's like the fucking
it's been-
Flintstones where they have the dinosaur bite it and they put it back in the thing. It's
A
like
vagina?
tablet. No,
Oh,
the time card.
I'm like, what Flintstones were you watching? What the fuck?
When they punch out every day, they just like chomp into the stone and like put it in there. It's like
I
their
don't
time
remember
card.
any Flintstones episodes. Like I remember like the theme of the show and shit, and like kind of the song.
Never watched.
Every time I eat ribs, I think about when this car falls over. and
Josh,
hits
how old
the
are you?
ribs. Me?
Yeah.
25.
Why the fuck were you watching Flintstones?
I grew up on like TV Land and like everything.
So it's older then, yeah. Okay, because I was like that.
That's
that
like
stopped
60s.
I stopped watching the Flintstones when I was a little kid, and I'm 36. You know, so I was like, wait, why the fuck were
Then
you
you had
still watching?
they had the
Throwback.
Jetsons and you had that.
Yeah, I
You
had
like
the-
complete
yeah.
opposite worlds.
I watched the Jetsons. Jetsons were the shit. Daughter Judy. Fucking rock that.
I
theme
watched
song.
like from like silent movies on to now.
silent movies.
I like
The
that shit, yeah.
Okay, well you're weird.
I am weird.
Why? Why would you like silent movies?
It's interesting.
I just watched a
It's
video
history.
of a guy like.
That's a fucking raccoon. Holy shit.
Don't tell Bentley.
Oh, Jesus. So there's a window I'm sitting right next to, and 2 raccoons just walked by, so...
That's probably what
a
Bentley
thing.
was
That's
like
what he's
growling
wigging out about. Yeah.
Don't tell him. He'll ruin this right now.
It's in his genes to
Yeah.
fuck them up.
Yeah.
We need to bring them to your house, Josh.
Yes.
Those street coons out
Oh,
there are
God.
real. Like 40
You have, like,
pound
thug raccoons?
No,
Oh
really.
yeah, dude. They'll like stand up on their legs and look at you and just be like, their arms out, and you're just like, okay.
I'm so glad that there's a camera. I hope it's catching that. Oh my god.
Flexing on them.
So this show didn't have any like structure.
No.
That was like the plan was to not have any. Well, I mean, it wasn't the plan. It was the lack of plan.
And then we talked about vagina
creative.
punch cards.
And we ended up talking about vagina punch card, which is cool.
Vag facts.
What
Is that a website?
what are you doing at
Should
It's
be.
Simple, Dylan?
Mainly building just Subaru engines. That's like, it keeps me employed. People blowing up their cars keeps me employed. It's pretty hilarious.
Does it weird you out that Subarus can't make any power?
No,
Oh, okay. I just can't imagine spending a lot of money on a car that you know can't make any actual
no,
power.
I'm fully aware of it. Like,
That's weird.
He even has one and he's cool with it.
You're a
like-
way better person than I am.
Like, I
It's
just
like furry play. You're
I
just
li-
into it because you're into it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
And
a fair
I'm
point.
sort of.
And
judging
it's like
you
a
on the
hint.
side.
It's a hint of Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. You've been abused.
That's all
You like it, though.
But that's all you do there is you just assemble Subaru motors.
I would say that's like 60% of what I do.
What is the rest? Cleaning bathrooms?
Hell no.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I don't have any idea what you did there. That's why I asked. But that was 60%. I don't know. What's the rest?
That, and then just like I do 95% of any parts installs, like suspension to basic bolt-ons, and then like
Do you guys fix vapes there?
actually no.
No.
None of us vape there at all.
Josh totally vapes.
I do.
He doesn't work there though.
Yeah.
I have a snakeskin
cool.
mod.
Which is ironic with how many Subarus there are around,
True.
and none of us
And
vape.
I don't have one either.
Yeah.
And I make fun of people that vape, and I vape all the time. I don't care.
Why did you start vaping? Stop smoking?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I smoked a
Yeah,
pack
so much
like
better
every
than
2 days.
smoking. Yeah.
My girlfriend smoked a pack every day, and then since we switched, we've been kind of weaning on the nicotine level, but
Yeah.
she hasn't touched one, either have I.
Yeah.
How long?
No, see, like I can
It's a
totally-
vice for a vice. Like people always say, "Oh, you're just substituting for another thing," which is true. But
Yeah, but
It's
one's
so
way
much
shittier.
my
than the other.
anxiety
Yeah,
is
so much
so shitty. That it's
Yeah.
like, you know, either like I'm like wanting to break shit, or
Yeah.
I can just vape and not smell like an ashtray
Yeah.
and continue
That's-
with my life.
That's still the biggest thing to me is like the smell of
I like-
somebody who smokes.
I like food, and like it was starting to take my taste away, and I just
Oh,
my
yeah,
taste
that'd be a
buds were
bummer.
fucked up, and like I love food, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, I have like when somebody will
That
come
would probably do
here
it for me.
and like drop stuff off and they smoke. I'm just like, oh my god, like,
And it hangs
and that
around.
person and they have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
because
smell
it's
like
they're
that.
immune to
Yeah,
it.
they have no.
You walk by
concept.
and you're just like, huh.
It's like when people come in here and smell chemical stripper.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it smells like chloroseptic or whatever. Which I don't know. I never thought that it smelled like chloroseptic, but whatever.
It doesn't smell like anything else to me.
It just smells like
Just
chemical
smells like
stripper.
chemical stripper. Like it's.
Same.
I smell it and it's just kind of. I mean, well, I don't smell it at all anymore. Literally none. If I stick my head in the barrel, I can smell it.
It starts to burn a little
Yeah, I
bit,
can
and
get
you
near
know, like, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I should motorboat this.
Turns out that it burns a lot when you get it in your eye, because I just did that
Oh fuck.
the other day in like the weirdest, stupid fluke accident. Which I guess is how I ended up in the hospital last time from chemical stripper was also a fluke accident, so maybe it's less of a fluke.
Yep.
That's sick.
You gotta just
No, it was
just
stupid.
fluke
Like
accidents.
it was like the silicone from a 3-piece wheel. It had like
So, like,
came out. No, it like came. I'm guessing out of the barrel at some point, and then like draped over the edge, and then got stuck to the lid. So when I put the lid back on, it like dipped it back down into the stripper. And I didn't know any of this. Clearly, I figured this out all afterwards. I take the lid off and set it on the ground. Well, it like whips the string of silicone out of the fucking stripper.
Oh my god.
And the chemical stripper literally hits me only in the eye. Hit nowhere else on my whole body. It went right in my left eye, and I like freaked the fuck out. Obviously, it's like, I mean, the chemical stripper that I use will take your skin off. You know, like it's not. It's
like the
not a
cartel
joke.
level.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it's body
it'll
decomposing.
yeah it'll destroy everything in the body except bones because it doesn't touch calcium. But like it'll turn you to mush. And I mean I don't play in it. It's not like I bathe in it or some shit.
You should.
But yeah, I've debated it.
Should
But
be in something.
It's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit with the dip.
But I ended up like I freaked out. You know, I run over to like my washout room and I'm like hosing my eye out with this fucking like like the nozzle on a sink.
Oh my god.
And because I was like, I don't know what else I could do right now.
I mean, I can't see that being bad.
No, I just sat there and did it for like, I would say I probably sat in there for 20 minutes. And then I ended up coming and sitting at my desk and like with a cold thing of water, like pouring water into my eye with a towel, like directly underneath my face. Because I was like, I don't know what else I could do.
Yeah.
You know, like if it's fucked, it's fucked. And it stung like the second that it hit. And then it just kind of was annoying for the next like 45 minutes.
Yeah, like brake
But-
cleaner, gasoline, all
Yeah.
that shit is terrible.
Luckily, I think you're like the human body is pretty resilient to most shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's
not
like,
like
oh no, we'll
cockroach
flush that
level,
out
but-
right now.
Especially with water.
Yeah,
If you didn't have water, it'd be a different story.
yeah. I mean, I was fucking hosing. I had to change clothes. Like I was like spraying it all over my face, like turning my head all weird, trying to get like make sure I could rinse it out.
Sean's got that water.
Splash.
Wait, why are you guys saying splash? I say splash, but for a totally different reason. Why are you guys saying splash?
It's an ironic, terrible joke.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
We just make fun of mumble rap every day.
Yeah.
So like whenever we hear a song that's like really ridiculous, we
Yeah.
just quote it all the time just to be ironic.
There's a mobile rap that says splash.
Oh,
I started saying splash because a
Yo,
battle
bitch, you got
rapper-
that water splash. And it's
Yeah.
like the hype man verse in the background. They're always like like in the background, or they always just say dumb shit.
To be perfectly honest with you, I've
It's really
literally
funny.
never listened to any of that.
It's really funny because
So-
it's all the same shit. It's like someone just
tolerate
makes
it
the
too.
same sound effects in the background while they're like completely fucking high, just mumbling whatever comes to mind.
Oh,
It's
alright.
really funny.
I like old. I don't even like old hip hop. I like just underground that's not shitty.
It's the
Yeah.
participation trophy version of like.
It's
real
it's
art.
yeah.
I like
It
hip
really
hop that
is.
like
Your
tells
art
a
is
story.
good too.
I like when they had that XXL video with like the SpongeBob song, like "Idiot Friends," like dubbed in, and they're all just like going like this, and it's all no, idiot friends.
And
So
you're like,
I have
that's-
no
that's
idea
pretty
what's
much the
happening right
same.
now.
It's so fucking funny. I'll send it to you later.
Sometimes the memes just go way too deep.
Yeah, they do.
Ugh.
Dank
I don't
memes.
listen to any of it. Like when people talk about mumble rap, I'm always like
It's terrible.
like they'll reference like a name usually.
There was
they'll
like
say a
there was
name
a
and I'll
point where
Google
you
that
had
person.
like
Yeah.
I'll be like, who is
trap
this?
rap, which is like something you can get down to, but makes no fucking sense, and then that just kind of like went off and became like
What is
mumble rap.
who is trap rap? Like what is like name an artist?
Like Waka Flocka or like 2 Chainz and that kind of shit would be like
Like,
technically.
it's
I thought
slang
two,
that
I thought
you
2
don't
Chainz
even
just
know
yelled
what's-
2 Chainz.
He looks like Whoopi
Yeah.
Goldberg too.
I have no idea.
Does.
I have no
Looks
idea.
just
what he
like
looks
Whoopi Goldberg.
I have no idea who what
Some
like
of the shit
Waka
he says
Flocka looks
in the
like
songs
either.
is just fucking hilarious. It just makes no sense.
Rambling.
He
basically.
looks like remember Keenan and Kel on Nickelodeon like
Yeah, he looks
20
like
or so years ago. He looks
No.
just like Kel Mitchell.
20 years ago, I was
But with,
10
like,
out
a
of 10
grill.
not watching Nickelodeon.
Probably
like,
not.
for sure. I was trying to find porn by that point. I was 16.
You were like,
The internet.
And I had the internet, bro. I had AOL.
It took like 45 minutes to load like a 30 megabyte picture, and you just watch it loading, and you're like, get to the tits.
I
see the line, and it's like rendering, and you're like, God damn it.
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day that I
get a phone
kind
call
of grew
and
up with.
Close section.
And we both had like AOL, like the old AOL. Like when it came on a disc, you get it at the grocery store. Like they had the big piles of them at the grocery store. And you get like the floppy discs of them.
Jesus.
Floppy disk too. Not even a fucking, not the
Before
CD.
CDs.
Yeah, this was a fucking, and it was like 3 discs.
I found a pack of
Vietnam.
those in my closet the other day. Brand new floppy disks. Like
I was talking to him about like music and shit because he's like a DJ and loves music or whatever. And we were talking about, we used to sit, like if you wanted to download like an album, like a whole album from somebody, and you could totally do it back then. And I'm not talking like Livewire and some of those. Like this was before that. Like Napster and all that bullshit. Yeah, this was like before all that shit.
Napster.
And yeah, what was the green one? What was
LimeWire?
Yeah,
They give your
LimeWire
computer
was the one.
AIDS willingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's like a little worse than AIDS. Like you just gotta dedicate a shit.
You just buy a Mac computer
It's
only
the
so you
cure
can
to
use
that.
LimeWire and not get a virus.
No, but if you wanted to download like an album, you would just set it to download, and then you'd go to sleep. And then the next morning you'd wake up and hope that your shit stayed connected.
And no one can call you.
No, dude. So my parents, of course, like we had a whole separate
2
phone line
lines.
just for the internet, bro.
Must be
Ooh.
nice.
It was
Flex.
we were fancy.
You're waiting for that pixelated titty to show up, and then you get a phone call and it
Yeah.
just drops session. You're like, fuck me.
No,
dude.
dude, if you ever wanted, even
That
back
always
then.
happened, dude. I'd be waiting for news to download and then a phone call.
No,
Fuck.
see, back then, I didn't even go like looking for nudes. You could jump on something called ICQ, which was like a chat program, and I think it's what I'm told is it still exists, and like the people that use it are all pretty fucked.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like it's like child porn everywhere,
Oh.
like fucked up
4chan
shit.
style.
Yeah, it's like some
I
fucked up
completely just rolled downhill.
stuff. No, but we started off like talking about anal
Where are we
squirting like
going?
6
Yeah.
minutes in. I think we'll be fine.
No, I don't mean that. I just meant the website.
Oh no, no! ICQ was like this weird, like super. I mean, even then, it felt like it was primitive. Like you had to enter in like a code to get to a chat room, as opposed to just like clicking a link like you did on AOL or whatever.
Yeah.
But you could find, it was like Tumblr. Like you could find any fucked up porn that you wanted. Anytime you wanted, you could type in that type of chat room, and you'd find them all the time. And then you'd have to enter the code for the chat room to get in it. And your ICQ name wasn't a name; it was a fucking number. It was like 10
Encryption.
digits.
I feel like Jay and Silent Bob and like Ben Affleck's explaining what the internet is. They're all just like,
Like for real. Dude, that's
the fuck is the internet?
What's up?
Dude, that was AOL was the shit back in the day.
I remember that and MSN Messenger. Like everyone was always trying to get on that and talk.
Yeah,
about dumb
see,
shit.
I didn't use MSN very much. I had AIM.
Yeah.
And fucking Yahoo Messenger was if you wanted to webcam it with a fucking girl trying to see some titties, you'd fucking Yahoo was the one. We used to use AIM. We would make like we called them progs back then, and I guess now it'd be like an app. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a program though.
They had those shitty like droid-looking webcams that like stick on your monitor, like those big ass ones.
No,
And
dude,
it's
so
like you're moving
The
just
ball.
no,
Yeah, the ball. Yeah.
When I was fucking, I think 15 years old, I was in a program at our school. It was like a pilot program that Microsoft funded, and it was called RaiderLinks. And like everybody in this class, and I think there was like 60 people in RaiderLinks total or something like that. And you had kind of set classes that you had to take. You didn't get to pick your classes like most high school kids would get to. I mean, you had to, like half of them you had to take, I guess, is really what I'm saying. So, like, you had to take a specific science
made sure you
class,
got
a
your right
specific
credits.
math. Well, it was because the teachers were also trained in the same technology. But, like, we all had laptops, and all our homework and shit was done through email and, like, through the laptops. Like, we had no books, no anything.
Was it heavy as fuck?
It was pretty heavy.
Big ass
It was a
Probably-
Toshiba satellite. I mean, like,
Big ass laptop.
it wasn't terrible, honestly. I mean, I don't remember
For
Some of those
that
IBM
well.
ones that are like
edge.
2 inches thick.
Do you have to have like
But-
a back brace to carry it with you?
No, but we had
natural
special
case.
backpacks. We had padded backpacks
Hell
that came
yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I remember like getting that and having AOL, and like I figured because my parents had like a desktop computer that was in like this kind of like off the kitchen area or whatever, and I didn't want to like try to look at titties or whatever in the kitchen. Or like
I mean,
like next to the
Always.
kitchen or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So I figured out how to hook my laptop up and like plug it in because it was like literally a phone cord still,
Yeah,
and
it
like,
wasn't Ethernet yet.
Yeah, like it full on just like plugs into the fucking side of the thing and like did the whole dial-up thing. And like I remember there was times when my parents would hit me up like, I can't get on the internet because like I was on that line.
Yeah.
So they would try to get in, and that line, you know, to that computer now is
Calling.
being taken.
Yeah.
So like nothing could go on it. And they'd always come and ask me, like, they thought I was some, like, technical genius back then, and I wasn't. I just had
Knew what was going on.
yeah, like, I understood.
Doing it.
And I'd be like, oh, yeah, I can fix it. And, like, I would just unplug my shit and walk out and, like, doo-doo-doo. Oh, yeah, it's fixed. No big deal. Which now is, like, so stupid to look at. I mean, that was a lot of effort to look at titties. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But think about before anybody had cell phones, they just walk around with this long ass cord and shit, like for the phone for hours and just talking about.
dude,
dumb
I
shit.
remember, like, getting pissed off because, like, the long-ass cords would get tangled up.
I remember having
Yeah,
a beeper.
those cords get tangled.
We had wireless pretty much. Or we had, is it
It's like hanging
wireless?
on
Is that
it.
right? Cordless. Oh, yeah, it's
Cordless.
cordless. Like, wireless sounded
Cordless
weird.
phone
No, we had
is
cordless
weird.
phones everywhere in my house. I didn't think... we had a corded phone, like, one place in my house.
They had the calculator screen that's
one
all like,
corded phone.
like you hit the button, it's super loud. And
Yeah.
yeah.
The green screen.
It's like a
that
fucking
lit up.
army walkie-talkie.
Yep, that was the shit, bro. I'm not hating.
I mean, having a
My family was, like, fairly...
I kind of miss those times.
I mean, my family wasn't, like, technologically advanced, but it's like, I guess they had money to throw at, like, when shit came out, we got it. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, oh, this is
There was
cool
like
and
the
useful.
whole
Like,
home
let's
cordless phones
do
where
it.
you have like
Yeah.
a wireless connection to every room,
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, we had the one phone.
and then one
They had,
phone
like...
has voicemail.
Yeah, we had one phone that had, like, the voicemail, like, the recording shit on it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even voicemail, it's
What's
a...
that called?
Answering machine?
Answering machine?
Yeah.
Yeah, answering
Yeah.
machine.
You
So
had
it
a
a-
little tape that you recorded your pre-message.
Yeah,
and
it had a built-in
Yep.
answering machine, and then there was, like, 3 other units that worked off of that phone.
Mm-hmm.
So my
like, they
grandma
would
still
ring
has
out
an
to
answering
those.
machine. It's funny as fuck. When I'm at her house, I can hear it, and she's like, "No solicitors." It's like
Amazing.
click.
Awesome.
That is amazing.
So good.
I remember always trying to come up with, like, funny... Because I
Oh yeah,
think
there'd
that-
be some funny ass ones. Like when you first got voicemail on your phone, it was just some stupid shit. Like
Yeah.
now nobody even sets up voicemail anymore.
We ended up getting, like...
Yeah, voicemail's a joke.
Not
Yeah, I know
not dial-up internet, whatever came out right after that. We got it
DSL?
like, right away.
Yeah.
Sure, I don't fucking remember. But we got that like right away. So that phone line that we had for the internet, like my parents gave to me. And like I like, you know, because I'm an idiot, I had to have a answering machine on it. You know, for all the people that weren't fucking calling me. But I remember like trying to come up with like funny and creative ones and like having to record them like 60 times because you can't get it right.
Or you miss the thing and you're already
Yeah.
talking and you're like,
Yeah, like
you don't
the
talk
timing was
fast
off.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it cuts you off.
You had like
mid-word.
20
You're like,
seconds or
"Fuck."
something.
That was the shit back then.
Those are some good times.
And then I ended up, I remember there was this girl. What's funny is we just became friends on Facebook. This girl, I think we were in, it might have been in high school by then. But I called her phone number and like it gave me some weird message. And she lived like pretty close to me. So it wasn't like in my head it's not long distance, right?
Yeah.
But that was back in the day where, like, if it was a different area code, it was long distance by default. Like, 10 minutes away, like 10, 12-minute drive was long distance because of the way that, like, the phone lines worked.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was calling her long distance. And, like, we would sit, you know, because it was, like, before people sat and chatted on the internet and shit all the time. And we would sit and fucking talk for hours.
That's so awkward when
with
you
long
first start doing
distance.
that. It's like, so what's going on? What do you do?
No, we've always been able to talk, like, it's always been pretty easy.
It's
for me.
just kind of weird. Like the first conversation, you're like, this is what this
No,
person sounds
to
like.
be fair, this is a girl that I like 10 out of 10 had fingered in a
Oh, okay.
computer
Then
science
you're good.
class at our school.
Oh, so you're already past that.
Yeah, I
point.
think
So
like
you're-
we had skipped
You're like
well
hacking the
past
fucking
that.
internet
That's pretty
apparently
cool,
to your
then.
parents and you're fingering a chick on the side.
I actually, I literally just brought this up to her actually when we became friends on Facebook. I was like, "Do you remember that time that I fingered you in Mr. Case's class?"
Remember when we had landline sex?
Dude, it was like so random.
That's the best.
I don't miss any of that, but it's like it's weird to think about. And like, I don't want to sound like the old dude that's like, you don't know how hard it was, but like when I think about kids today, and like
True.
no effort,
People that
no
message
effort
you
at all to do anything.
2 in
and
the
it's like,
morning about
fuck.
wheels and shit, like just no consideration for your
Yeah.
time or anything that you do. It's just like,
Yeah,
oh,
there's-
like even with you, Dylan, like people that message you at all hours of the night about their car at your shop when
Yeah.
literally like that's a separate business from you.
Yeah.
Like I'll get a Facebook call at like 10:30 at night.
Super
Like,
impulsive.
first off, I'm not picking up a messenger call ever.
I'm still pissed off. So
Gotta
you
take
can
your work
you can
off
turn
your
off
Facebook.
messenger
It's not
calls.
worth it at all.
Yeah.
only on a computer.
Yeah,
You can't do it on
You
a
can't
phone.
do it on your phone.
And it doesn't turn it off from your phone either. So it won't ring on my computer.
So if you log
but it
in
will
even
ring.
on the browser, you still can't do it on your phone because it's still kind of app-like. Like you have to do it actually on a desktop.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
It's
and it
awful.
still rings on your
Yeah,
phone. It doesn't
disconnect.
matter. It doesn't eliminate that. But
I hate when people Facebook call me.
Oh my god.
I
It
had
makes
it.
me like I look at my phone and it interrupts the song when I'm driving, and I'm just
Yep.
like, "Are you fucking serious right now?"
yeah, and you can't make it shut up.
And you just
Like if you don't have my
can't
phone
mute
number
it.
already, like I don't want to talk to you on the phone.
Yeah. Well, and what's weird is, like, why did people think that was going to be an okay way to start talking to people? Like, I guess if it's somebody that, like, you mutually agree,
Or like maybe
you
an
can talk to each
emergency
other
or
Well,
on
we've
that.
already had Skype. We already have all of these things. Like why, like stories, like Instagram stories,
I don't-
Snapchat stories,
I don't
Facebook
understand.
Messenger stories.
I don't understand why
stories.
Facebook Messenger put that feature in at all,
Who cares?
Yeah,
unless it's just to record, like record your conversations.
it's.
I mean, why else would they have done it?
It's way too.
Video messaging is one thing, but the just audio is so pointless.
Like the Facebook
So
calling
redundant.
is fucking weird.
Or I hate when
So-
people are too lazy to text me something, so they'll send me an audio message, and it's
Oh,
like
I do that all the
And
time.
I'm driving, and so I'm like trying to listen to this, and then it's still on Bluetooth, and it's I can't hear shit.
I actually do that usually if I'm driving or if like I'm in a situation where I can't sit and type something, or like there's been times I send them a send where I'm like laughing too hard and I'm crying and I can't.
Well, there's
I
people-
send those. I
And I'll
fucking
just
send
be
those.
like,
There's
oh,
people I know
yes.
good and goddamn well they're not
So
doing shit.
true.
They're sitting at home watching TV, and they fucking send me audio files. Like,
Yeah.
I know them.
Yeah.
It's like, don't do that.
So annoying.
Yeah, I
Please.
don't do that. I'm
Please
not
don't do
guy.
that.
There's if I send one, it's for a reason.
Yep.
Usually. Did my dog just bark?
That's like the Snapchats of nothing with just text on it. It's like, what?
Why?
Why is this a picture? Why this a picture of nothing? This
I
picture
think-
of black.
Take a
Here's
picture of
your
black with
fucking
the
wall.
text. Like just
Yeah.
I do that-
swipe to the right. And
I do that to
message me.
Morgan.
Here's my number. Text me.
I do that to
Yeah.
Morgan all the time. Actually, she'll send me a picture of her or her and her dog, or sometimes just her dog, and I'll like, my phone's like right here, so I'm like keyboard. Just like a picture and I just send it
God,
back.
you're the worst.
I don't care.
I have friends that like
I
every
can't-
time
I
they
don't
talk
take
to a
Snapchat
girl, they're
serious.
like, stop what they're doing and do like a stupid selfie. Everything. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? We're in public.
Like, people are looking at you, and that means they're looking at me too.
Please stop.
I'm associated
Stop.
with this, and I am
Cheesy
not
ass
happy.
like selfies, dude. Come on.
We just talked about nothing for an hour,
We did.
Damn.
so that's impressive.
You want to talk about some bullshit? Fucking. Dude, have you been to Oktoberfest at all, or do you care?
The drink. I mean,
It's like it's
not
nice
it.
to go up there and chill.
no. Okay. Damn
But-
it. I've been to October.
Their
so
fucking shut off is at 6 p.m.,
Yes,
dude.
that's where I was getting. On fucking
Their
Sundays.
tents closed. Everyone's
6.
done at 6.
yeah, because you're in Utah.
That's bullshit.
It used
it's
to be.
because you're in Utah.
It used to be 10.
I know. Like I'm not
Oh, well, that's a
surprised.
big
but, like,
difference, though.
Still
Yeah.
though, like
That's fucked.
I went to Oktoberfest one
So
year
that's new
on
this year?
accident.
I think last year.
What about Saturdays? Is it the same?
I think it's it's still later.
Mm.
But like 6
Monday's
o'clock.
the-
Like
if you're there for
Perfect day.
Oktoberfest to drink beer, you don't care about church.
Yeah.
So stop.
which probably isn't 100% true. There's probably a lot of those people came from church or went to Oktoberfest on Saturday and then went to church.
They're
Sunday.
trying to keep up a
And they're
face
just-
with their
well,
friends
yeah.
and family,
Well,
and
yeah,
they're
because
just
Just
like.
go to church.
having the Lord's.
That's why you
Supper.
take 2 Mormons fishing with you, so one doesn't drink all your beer.
2 Mormons. Oh, because
Watch the other. Yeah.
I'm not going fishing or bringing Mormon people with me anywhere. So I don't have to worry.
fucking solid.
Or drinking beer. I'm out of it 3 ways.
Root cause.
Yeah, work backwards. It's no fishing.
The tequila, bro.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
I mean,
Really, anything.
yeah.
That sounds inappropriate.
Oh, I mean,
No, I'm saying, like, is there anything you want to talk about? I'm not forcing anybody to talk about anything.
is there any more questions or like
No.
random bullshit?
No. I don't think. Was that all the questions?
Was there anything on the Facebook post?
New ones.
I don't know. I didn't
I
go back
got
to it.
nothing, dude.
Our friends are weird. Oh, that's so awkward. That the girl that I was just talking about fingering and
Hell yeah.
she 10 out of 10 just liked. So my unknown coding's business page got deleted.
How did that even happen?
I woke up to know, you probably got the same notifications, right?
I actually didn't.
Oh,
No.
thanks a lot, Sten. No. So I woke up to this notification basically saying that Facebook was deleting, or already had deleted my business page.
Probably because you're owner and I'm admin.
And I didn't know what when it came up, it was a picture of the a wheel. That's what was there.
Yeah.
But it was my like main image or whatever. And
Like when someone blocks you and it hasn't quite processed yet, and you see like part of it and most of it's gone.
Wait, what?
Like if someone blocks you and you click on it before it like goes
Oh,
to nothing,
yeah.
you can still see like bits and pieces, but like most
No,
of
this
it's
was
gone.
this was
Content
just
not
like
found.
Yeah.
no, this was just a picture. It was like my profile picture from my business page, and then it said unknown codings underneath it, and then it explained to me that I had either illegal,
Unauthorized content or something?
yeah, it was illegal or unauthorized content.
What the fuck would you even have?
No,
on
unauthorized or offensive. That's what it was. Unauthorized or
there? Oh,
offensive
okay.
content. But there's no offensive content. on
Someone
it.
cried though.
There's literally.
I'm pretty sure, like, if anybody reports anything and just like writes a long enough message, Facebook doesn't even look over it. They're just like fucking delete.
Like this
Okay,
person's a
but
cry ass.
I've been reported for shit a couple times. It turns out.
Yeah.
And
Me.
they usually will send you a message and be like, "This is what somebody is reporting," and they don't say who.
They
or
have a
whatever,
like a
but-
picture of it or
yeah,
something,
like a
and they talk
screenshot
about
or
it.
the
Yeah.
picture that you posted or whatever, and they give you some
It
sort
says
of
it's up for
description.
review.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing. They fucking deleted it, and then like my only option is to hit like there's like OK, or like a button on it to hit OK. So I hit OK. Goes to the next page, which explains kind of more, but it's the same thing. It's not them telling me shit. It's just like, no, we deleted it, like for real. And like it's like if you don't want us to delete other shit from you, like delete all your offensive whatever
Stupid
unauthorized
fucker
content.
brick.
And I'm like, there's literally pictures of wheels. I think the most offensive thing that I have ever posted on there was the joking thing about stealing that guy's intake, and that was from 2011.
Yeah, it's a business page. Like,
Yeah, like there was nothing, and I hadn't posted on it in months. The only thing that had been going to it at all was from my Instagram's tied to it. My business Instagram is tied to it, and so that was the only thing getting posted on there at all.
Oh, there are no like physical Facebook posts from unknown coding.
No, like there
No.
was nothing,
I
and
think
so
the word
and-
offensive has a different meaning these days. It's like anything that doesn't agree with what you're thinking or saying is offensive.
has to agree with everyone.
Yeah,
Stem
I
is
like when
really-
people
Stem
have-
is really loud.
Stabbing my leg. I had to
It's
do
so loud.
I'm getting a good stabbing.
So anyway, what I was trying to say is that I had to make a new unknown codings page. So for those of you listening who haven't gone and liked it, you fucking should, because it's only got like 200 likes and there's like 700 people on my Facebook. You assholes. So, but anyway, she just liked it, and so like I just thought the timing was funny. And what's weird is like I figured her in high school, and like nothing ever happened beyond that with her. Nothing. It's
Isn't
like-
that kind of weird? Like you think about that, and you're just like,
Okay.
what could have been? Like, why did this not happen? Like, I'm sure there's times probably that
I
like
mean,
it comes to mind, and you're like,
Yeah, like it came to mind to me like a year ago, and I thought about it, but it was only because I had started talking to this other girl from high school. That there was this girl that I had wanted to bang out in high school, and really I think junior high too, and nothing ever happened with us, and like because we were always kind of like banging each other's friends for whatever reason, and
Too much common ground.
the
well, it was
Salt
weird
Lake
'cause, like,
Carson like
too
fuck
well,
triangle.
it was weird now just talking to her because like 10 years after high school we ended up hooking up actually the weekend of high school reunion, which I didn't even go to, nor did I live in the state at the time. I was visiting, and we ended up hooking up. But it was weird talking about it because she's like, yeah, I always wanted to like hook up with you in high school, and I was like, so did I. That's so weird. And then like we just never did for whatever reason, you know, and like most of it was we were hanging out with each other's friends. But then as soon as we did, like we banged out for basically a whole weekend that I was like I was up in Seattle, and then like continued to talk about it. Well, she ended up I think getting married or some shit. I don't know. Something happened. We quit talking like even after that happened. And she added me on Facebook kind of randomly again recently, like right before this other girl. And so that was the reason that I thought about fingering this other girl in school. It was just like, oh, I always wanted to bang out this girl in school, and I never did. But I did finger this girl in school, which is a terrible thing to say. Like I'm not a bad person. Whatever.
School
Don't
is
judge
a sweet
me.
Waste of time.
Speaking of school and that, my friend in high school got caught in his chemistry class fingering a chick, and it is the funniest.
Caught by
shit.
who?
The teacher.
Male teacher?
No, female.
Oh, of course.
You can't get caught by the female. You get caught by the male, you stand a chance. Like a chance. You get caught by the female, and it's
They're
fucking
like, they'll just
game
be like,
over.
get a room. Then they just like move on.
No,
Yeah.
like they would probably like separate you and like be teacherly, but they wouldn't fuck you up.
Yeah, it'd be like,
whereas
what the
like
fuck?
the female teacher's like, that's it, both of you are the principal.
Getting the fucking police involved and shit.
Yeah, like it would be crazy. She'd be trying to say that you expose
Hell to
everybody
pay.
to titties or whatever, or vaginas. I guess it would be.
Oh my
You're corrupting the young minds.
I mean, aren't they always?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I never got caught doing anything. I remember we had these weird. It's actually the same building I fingered the girl in, but we had these. Our buildings were really weird, especially this one particular computer building was in like the corner of the campus, and it was. It was divided up into 4 classrooms, but there was like a walkway between each classroom. So
Right.
like it was like a cross.
Okay.
And in the center of that was like teacher offices kind of, but it was like one big office and it sat up above. Like so they could like look down on students, but not like, it was only like a couple feet, it was a couple steps basically. You'd go up and like you'd look out these windows down into like your classrooms or whatever. And I remember banging out a girl in that room, in like that office room, because we were there. I don't even know, we were there after hours for some reason. It was super weird. And a janitor type person came in, and like I heard the door open behind me, and I'm just like, fuck, we're fucked. Like there's no, like we're just fucked. Like we're fucking in school. I think we're 16 or 17 maybe. And she, of course, freaks out. She's, I think, wearing like a dress or something, so she was like able to cover up pretty efficiently. I'm pretty sure my pants were around my ankles actually during this one, but like I heard the door,
Super busted.
and like I turn around and it's this fucking janitor, and I don't know if he left because I completely dismissed the fact that he could see us. But like I just like turned around like I didn't care he was there, and I have no idea why, because I know I was terrified. I was scared shitless when it happened. And all of a sudden I heard the door close and like he was gone. Like he just left. And so like we stopped and like we left also. We actually fucked on the bleachers and we moved. But like
You changed environments.
yeah, we just went outside. It's peaceful outside. It's way better. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Fresh air.
Fucking underneath football bleachers.
Golf course.
No, fucking underneath football bleachers is way more peaceful than fucking underneath the bleachers at a basketball game while the game's going on. Because I
Yeah,
did that once with
that
a
sounds
cheerleader.
Can you imagine
and
doing that with these microphones? And
Oh my god, dude! No, even just doing it underneath, like, because they're all like, I mean, I assume they're probably still wood, right? At high school, like
yeah,
bleachers
you
and
would
stuff.
probably
Yeah.
think so.
But they were wood, and like you could hear like everything going on. Like they would get into like the chants, whatever. For
When they
the
start
team.
stomping their
yeah,
feet
like
and
stomping
shit,
their feet
and
and
you're
shit,
like-
and we're all hearing that, like fuck, like, and bleachers. Honestly, like I haven't been to a school in a long time. But bleachers used to be like when you'd walk in from the gym, like you could look straight through all the bleachers.
Yeah, 'cause
Like,
they
it was all,
step out when
it's
they
like
fold
It's
out,
like
yeah.
the framing or whatever, but you could see all the way
Yeah.
through it. And we were just thinking, like, man, if somebody walks by either direction, like we're a silhouette at that point. Like you see exactly what it is. There's no light,
Yeah.
but there's light at the end.
It's
So
like the
it's
Austin
a
Powers
silhouette.
movie when she's just pulling shit out of his ass. cheeks.
Yeah, it's exactly that's all. I remember thinking that, and I was like, man, we gotta stop. Like, there's no, like, if we get caught, I don't know why I did so much dumb shit like that in school. Like, that's so weird now that I think about it.
Well, because of the risk involved, it like gave you a rush. Probably.
I think
and
no,
just was
because
way
what's
more
weird
down.
is now it would be cool, but now like I'm thinking about back then, I'm like that was dumb back then. Like if we would have got caught, we'd have been super fucked.
Like expelled,
Way
probably.
fucked. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure. I don't. Yeah, especially at my school. Like I don't think that shit would be tolerated. That's weird. That's
My
weird
school
to
was
think about.
ghetto as fuck. Shit like that kind of happened all the time. We had cops
See, we
every
didn't
day.
have like hella like we didn't have like pregnant kids or anything at my school.
I went to
Oh
West.
god.
And that was
I didn't.
awful.
To where?
West High.
Where's that? Where's West High?
So it's like Third North and
Oh, okay, yeah, I know that
Downtown.
school.
Third West.
The kind of
pretty
sketchy
much.
school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As far as Salt Lake goes, yeah.
that was awful.
Yeah, our school was mostly just like white people.
Yeah, mine was
Like it was just like whatever.
Mine was a good.
I go
Good,
see my
terrible
friends that
mix.
went to like Bountiful High, and they like kids came to school and like their dad's Lamborghinis and shit. And, like my school, like Hondas were getting stolen out of the parking lot.
Did you guys have an open campus at your school?
We
Could
weren't
you leave-
supposed
like so
to.
at lunch you could
Yeah,
leave?
you could leave.
See, we
They didn't
had-
really want you to. They had like a golf cart guy driving around telling you like a
Yeah.
truancy
Yours
officer.
was open.
Yeah.
Mine was open.
So we ended up having this weird, like our parking lot was, I think they set it up like this to like intentionally be able to shut it down really easily.
To make sure you can't leave.
But like they had to shut every single gate in the rows. Like so it was like every row had its own gate to escape. But they would close those gates and lock them so that you couldn't leave, right? Well, what ended up happening is there was a girl and something had happened. There was some sort of family emergency, like a legit family emergency, and this girl needed to leave and couldn't. And her family ended up suing the fuck out of my school. Like,
Hell
not my
yeah.
school district, out of the school.
Hell yeah.
And then they would leave the gates open. So that happened, I think, my sophomore year. And so they left the gates open. But they would always have somebody, because we didn't have an open campus, you couldn't leave, because the school thought that they were still responsible for you when you left. But we would always leave. You know, like, we would park in what was called the upper parking lot, which is like the kids that go to, you know, less classes. You know, like, they only go to 2 classes instead of 4 or 6.
So like
or
the
whatever.
common area or whatever.
Yeah, or like where the school vehicles would park, like the vans if they were taking like.
I
groups of
refuse to eat school food. I would never eat it.
Well, and see, like we used to leave for
Never.
lunch. We used to leave for lunch, but there was nowhere like close enough that we could go grab food, like run and get food
In
and
the
then
30
come
minutes
back.
and
Yeah, and because it's lunchtime,
Yeah.
you know, so everywhere is fucking busy. Like
Yeah.
fast food and shit's busy. But we used to drive. I'm from Washington, and I went to Thomas Jefferson High School, and we used to drive from. I think that school was in Auburn, if I remember correctly. But we would drive to another city, and not far away, but like far
Yeah.
enough, you know. And we used to go, and we'd come back. Well, by the time we got back, like lunch is over. Like
Yeah.
we're like sprinting to get to the next class.
Yep.
And I had this fucking teacher, and he was a super cool teacher. He was like a math teacher, Mr. Norris, I think is his name. But he would question us because there was three of the 4 of us that would go always together would always end up with like food, and we'd have to be eating in class, which he didn't allow. And I was like, bro, what if I start getting you a hamburger every time I go, or whatever, like wherever we were gonna go. And so, like, I had another class that was by his in the morning, and I was always stopped, like, hey, this is where we're going for lunch. What do you want? And so I would literally, like, bribe this teacher, which is so stupid. It's like I'm bribing him to be able to eat my own lunch. But, like, I mean, he could have got me in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, he could have snitched me out.
I was in the
But I
hood,
just-
man. I just went over the bridge to Beto's, and that was good. And some
Yeah,
super
see, like,
nachos
we
and
didn't-
called it a day.
I think
Some
we had, like,
horchata.
Tomatoes too.
Yeah.
we had, like, a 7-Eleven right up the street and, like, a Pizza Hut. And then I think by my junior and senior year, they ended up putting in, like, we had Pizza Hut there and some pretzel, like Auntie Annie's or Wetzel's Pretzels or some shit. We had, like, fast food that in our school.
That's rad.
And that was, like, but still, it's like, you get sick of eating that shit. You
Yeah,
know
I
what I'm
mean-
saying? Like,
It's pretty smart, but yeah.
You ever pull the pizza delivery move at school, like while in class?
I did in
we
college.
had
But not
pizza.
at school.
We had pizza delivered in school, but we fucked up and had it like we thought when we ordered the pizza, we thought that we were like saying like what time we would theoretically want to order the pizza and then have it delivered instead of what time it would be delivered. I don't know. We were stupid, like whatever. And we had it delivered like a half hour earlier than it was supposed to be. So they took it to the fucking office. And I don't remember who, it wasn't my name on it. Somebody else's name was on it. Whoever, I think it was somebody who's like had their parents' credit card because we were all underage. And they like, I remember they called that person. I want to say just this dude Andy, and they called him in and like, did you order pizzas? And he's like,
Fuck yeah.
yeah. Well, like I think he was kind of weirded out because he's like, wait, why do you know that we ordered pizzas? Because they weren't even supposed to be there yet. Like we weren't at lunchtime, and they ended up not giving us the pizzas, but they made him pay for them, and then like confiscated the pizzas.
What a
Like
bunch
our
of fucking
office
idiots,
fuck.
dude. They knew they ate that shit in
Well,
the
no,
break room.
I'm sure that they did.
What a bunch of bitches, dude.
But I was like, bro, like that we like put some effort into.
It's like if
Oh,
cops take your
yes.
coke and then just go in their car and like do a couple bumps real quick and then come
I
back
think-
and give you some shit and let you go.
I think if cops take your coke, they usually just plant it on a black guy and say that he had coke.
and then shoot him
Probably should
16 times in the back.
Yeah.
And then say that he sprinted at them.
He was resisting
Yeah.
as well.
Ugh,
Stop resisting.
I don't want to talk about police. This
I
will
don't-
go on
yeah.
forever.
We
No.
shouldn't.
All right, we've talked for way too long. It's not the longest show ever, but it's too long. So I don't know. We'll do another episode. I'm guessing this week at some point. I just don't know when. We have no schedule and don't take this seriously enough to make one. So episode 6.
Microphone gangbang.
Yeah, 4 people on 3 microphones. Make out with it. Come at me.
We don't
Germ
have tits.
City.
Again, I apologize.
Yo, yeah, sorry that there's no attractive girls. I have a girl that wants to come on, or she says she does, but we'll see if she's gonna wuss out.
We
And
know how that goes.
Nakomi wants to come back on, and everybody seemed to like the episode she was on. I'm guessing because she talks about cool shit and she's attractive or whatever. But We'll get some other females on as well as her, and then you guys won't have as much stuff to complain about. Even though everybody complained, like they only complain that we don't put out enough episodes. Yeah, if you're fapping to me, that's cool though. Get my face tattooed.
Bentley's like, what?
Yeah, I
He,
can't
like,
believe
walks
somebody
out of
actually
the-
did that. That's the funniest shit I've ever
Bro,
seen.
there's another somebody about to do it.
That's awesome.
So there's gonna be 2.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
you know the one too.
Oh.
We'll see about that.
He posted. Did you see his post today?
Yeah, if he's said it 1,000 times.
What are you doing,
I'll
dog?
believe it when I see it.
Damn.
He's tripping.